everyone, Liam Catterson here, and today we're reacting to the first episode of Black Mirror Season 4, which is USS Callister. So, yeah, I'm hoping... Well, I don't know how this season, if it does, will raise the bar for Black Mirror, because Season 3 was just an absolute... quality fest, if that's even the right description. It was just absolutely incredible. Every story had its own uniqueness, its own, brilliance, and I just absolutely enjoyed going through Season 3, even though it was quite traumatic a few times. But, yeah, I absolutely loved everything. Even the last episode, of course, which, was hated in the nation. That twist was absolutely, great to end the season on, and I really can't wait to see what Season 4 has to offer. So with that said, let's just delve right into the very first episode, which is USS Callister. Let's go!
Thank you, Daly.
This is Star Trek.
Hijacked it from the Fermi hub and tracked our position.
Well, this is awkward, because I don't watch Star Trek.
Alaska shield status?
And I will die before I give it up.
Someone's gonna get shot.
That showed you mercy. Reflect on that while you can. Close comms.
Let's tear this bitch apart.
Alaska destroys ship.
Yes, Captain.
He gave him a warning.
Blu-ray, the whole thing. Seasons 1 to 6. Netflix has it these days.
Aboard the spaceship USS Callister.
What are you? What's that?
Oh, dearie.
Pathetic.
The thing is, if he's stepping into this gaming world and taking it out on Walton.
Chuck a ham sandwich across the room, he'll fuck it before it hits the ground, but he's basically in the right.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Bit concerning you will fuck a sandwich, but whatever.
There's, two bosses here anyway, so I guess.
Two how?
Robert Daly.
You don't see him as a boss.
I mean, well, yeah, technically.
Mr. Daly is actually the whole reason I'm here.
Really?
I mean,
Interesting.
who
Aw.
would work under...
Some DNA samples.
Christmas Eve, really?
Uh-oh.
Not okay.
I mean, these things do take time. Just don't be like Sega, what they did to Sonic 06, and release a half-assed version, okay?
Gonna fuck us all up if she doesn't play ball.
Yes, well, she's gonna have to work it out for herself. Like we all did.
Yeah, there seems to be this sense of fear going on. I mean, for all of them, not just her. Who I would be freaking the shit out too, but... You see, he seems to have his own selfish reasons. Well, are you no? Are you regenerating? No? Wrong universe.
Were you gonna throw a fireball?
No, force lightning. Wrong universe. Oh, damn! You'll just
No
suffer.
one dies in here unless I want them to.
I am the creator.
Keep you like this forever if I feel like it. Forever gasping for a
Yeah,
breath
they're
of
fearing.
milk that isn't there. Do you submit?
Holy crap.
You will never.
Oh.
Hold on, I think my pizza's here. Pause game.
What the hell? I just love it. It's like, oh, fine,
What's
get your
happening?
pizza.
You heard him, he paused the game. Because he's got a pizza delivery.
Oh my, oh no, this is weird. That creature's just like...
Watch out, he'll be back soon. That's good. This launcher's heavy as shit.
So who's this guy in the real
How
life?
you holding up?
You know, we're existing.
Oh my god. Oh. Uh-oh. She's not playing
That was
ball.
very nice.
Oh my god.
Today I will show you mercy.
Great mercy showing, Captain.
Tomorrow, you should reconsider your
We
amenability.
won, so you can
I
have
may
this
not
one
be
off.
feeling so.
Let me take a look down there.
We have tried grinding our mounds together out of sheer boredom.
Nada.
No sensation at all.
Can't even shit. Can't even have the basic fucking pleasure of pushing out a shit.
I missed.
I hope he's modified that code. I hope he's modified the code in like more than just the genitals.
It's a red fucking line. We are gonna. Yeah, this is part of Infinity's front end. You can invite a friend with a custom message.
A message to outside?
Just one. 140 characters maximum.
So who are you gonna
So she's gonna get that signal out. The real real Walton herself.
Please.
He said he wasn't gonna.
Okay.
He said he wasn't gonna be beloved. Oh! What the? Son of a bitch!
He took Tommy and he threw him out of the airlock. Right out of his face.
No!
He made me watch.
What a bastard!
Never seen an unsuited body compress in space. Detail in this place is exceptional.
I mean, some people might argue that they're code so they can't, but they do feel sentient. It's like the cookie.
And again, because Daly still got Tommy's DNA.
So we can
He's got
manipulate
all
him.
of our DNA. He keeps it in his bedroom in a fucking mini fridge by his desk.
Gymnastic physique.
Oh no.
Nice betting.
Innocence! My eyes! My eyes!
Oh, okay. Should I keep scrolling?
Any of the last 9 would do.
I love the gymnastic comments, by the way.
Oh my god.
You do feel a bit for the,
Elliot, you fucking asshole.
This isn't Elliot. Wait, are they gonna contact her, like, phone? This is us.
Yeah, I didn't order a pizza.
Okay, look, someone did, okay? So do you want it or not? Because
So you're gonna start suspecting something might be up. Oh, I'm just a bit worried. It's all the DNA samples, right? I think she doesn't even know what the shit she's going. She's just like, steal everything in the fridge.
tiny little jar.
Why are we listening to this? Yes, fuck him.
We're at the edge of the belt. You think we're gonna make it?
Oh shit! Shit, they hit a rock! Oh, an asteroid, whatever. Oh, no, 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 no!
Is there any way that we
You
can
think
fix
being
the
an
engines?
evil piece of
That's
shit
always
works for
manual.
you, mate? Fine.
By climbing inside the jet feeder.
So
One of
burned
us-
to a crisp when the jet came on.
We burn without dying.
one of us needs to go.
She's gonna make the call. Oh?
Walton?
Walton!
I can fix this.
Walton! Don't make the
Are you sure about
sacrifice! Oh boy!
Sure. Son out of an airlock, so fuck you to death.
Walton. I mean, that is a shitty thing to do, but what he's doing overall is shitty, but... Here we go, here we go. Let's go to the wormhole. Don't let it be forgotten, Walton.
We're going to die.
Not something you'd expect to say. Do the Toy Story 3 thing. Do the Toy Story 3 thing. It's gonna close, isn't it? It's gonna close. There we go! Wormhole! We did it! We did it! The big heat. Oh dearie. So wait, is he... Oh shit! So he is literally not gonna... I mean, they can't get jail for killing a real-life man. They can just say he died of an accident, like of a gaming accident or something like that. That'll go down officially. Still.
Perineum, you stupid little boy.
Okay.
Yo, come on then.
Yes, thank you.
She's feisty. Come on, let's
Nate?
go, let's go.
Yes, Captain?
Stick us in hyperwarp and let's...
She's actually credited as
off
captain.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Really? Nanette is fine.
Aye, aye, Nanette.
Ah, you're not gonna blast her.
You better run. King
They
of
teased
Space
you.
right here.
They teased you. Oh, King of Space.
King of Space.
I own this. I own this. So, what have we learned from that episode, people? What have we learned? When you're playing this shit, treat everyone right. Because shit's gonna go down if, you set your Sims on fire. See, all these people who leave their Sims on fire, or trap them in a wall and watch them burn. Yeah. Just think about that. Just think about what you're doing. Leave them drowning in the swimming pool. I don't know, advance their age or something like that. Yeah. Because this is literally what it was in a sense. Like, it was literally like this. Star Trek-ified, I guess. Cause, let's be honest, we have these people who would literally manipulate the shit out of these characters, but instead these characters are just feeling that, they have some, they are sentient, rather than, you could just switch it on, log off, they won't feel a thing. It'll be like a brand new day to them, and I think that's and I think that's literally the thing. Like, Robert views these things as well. He knows that they remember this shit, and he knows that they have that the crew have to take some place, but he feels it's okay to do this anyways, especially with the fact that he's letting out his anger because of the fact that he was mistreated at work, and so he's gotten DNA samples and, made sure they would transcend into the game, of course, and there he can create his own life, based off his own fantasy. He's got his own fictional world, but he's feeling that power, so... Yeah, it was it was an interesting thing, and it ended on a happy note. Now, yes, Robert in the real world is left for dead. He hasn't died. We didn't see him die, so yeah, but he's left for dead, considering he's still pretty much alive, of course, but it's basically a coma, isn't it? Because, his brain is still active, but since he can't, be conscious, it's basically like a coma, so he's going to be... I guess brain dead, for the next, however long he can survive, without, food and water or whatever. He's literally left for dead. And the fact is, nobody's gonna call for him because I'm sure he put a do not disturb sign, once he collected his pizza. So no, they're gonna, then again, there's the window open, but unless you're like a gymnastic, like Cole was, you're not going to, probably hunch something, so he's gonna rot, if anything, and he's probably not going to be noticed until someone notices his decomposing body, of course, because of the fact that they put do not disturb. So yeah, that's if people in that apartment. Was he living in an apartment? Like, I'm sure he was, living in an apartment as well, so, yeah. That's if people in his apartment, have a bit more respect for him than his, colleagues do. Because, of course, throughout this episode, none of the colleagues had a really, really, great thing to say about him. There was Cole, who was, admiring of his work, but she suddenly realised that he was a piece of shit once she was, molded into the game, of course, and everything came out. Like, we saw Robert's true side in, when they were inside the game, of course, because he is literally a monster. And the fact is, he realizes that they are sentient. I'm imagining he realizes they are sentient. Well, yeah, like I said, he knows that they remember. And I'm imagining, when he goes offline, they can do whatever the hell they want. But they haven't got a power to overthrow him, so he's feeling invincible. He can be like, talk shit about me all you want, but I've got the power, so bye, bitches. So, yeah, he knows that they are feeling this, but he doesn't give a shit. He is exacting his anger out on these sentient avatars. And it's a bit like the cookie situation, isn't it? Like, they are sentient as well. And this is the thing with Black Mirror, they actually abuse their like, there's been a couple of episodes where we've gotten sentient, things, like sentient scenario, like, virtual scenarios with sentience, involved. Like White Christmas, of course. I mean, you know, we had the cookie that was sentient, and, we had that second story where the avatar was, I think it was Gwen, was it? The woman that the cookie was extracted from? Anyways, I don't know. Gwen's just been a popular name for a couple of shows, so I might have gotten it wrong, recently. But yeah, like I said, you know, she felt deprived from life. And not just that, though, but talking about White Christmas, of course, when Mr. Potter was incarcerated and, you know, they finally got the confession, for what he did, they didn't, you know, they didn't really punish the real Mr. Potter. They punished the cookie version. And that's the thing. They are, you know, victimized. That's why it's, you know, similar to White Christmas. What Daly is doing is not, you know, he hasn't got that confidence, I guess. I mean, you saw him a bit shaken throughout the episode, so he hasn't got the confidence to, you know, stand up and you know, basically put everyone in their place. He is a bit nervous, and they have that opportunity to take advantage of that. Whereas in the USS Callister, he is in control. And he's got that. Well, then again, power could speak to him because you can't do anything about it, so he has a right to feel confident. But again, he's punishing the avatars, and you know, the avatars are feeling that sentient, of course. Then again, of course, they know how, you know, when we first saw Cole come aboard, she kind of, like, attained her, you know, life that she had, like, she knew, like, it was like, when, I guess, everyone else came aboard, they still held the same, resentment to Daly as they did in the real, as if they were in the real world still. They still held that resentment when they first went aboard. But when they realized that they couldn't do anything about it, they had to play along with his game. I mean, you even saw how, you know, when Daly went off, they were like, crap. So yeah, they know that he's a piece of shit and they don't admire him. It's just so interesting though, because there's two sides to this, but they still share the same consciousness in a sense, because, like I said, they still don't respect him like they don't in the real world. But, you know, they think differently, of course. Like, the real Cole didn't pick up on the Cole that in the USSR, what am I thinking of? In the USS Callister, of course. They didn't share the same, like, the Cole was surprised to find out what the hell was going on with her phone, of course. And there wasn't, like, that cloud activity, between the two Coles, of course. So they still shared that same resentment, but it was just really, really interesting to see how things go. In a sense, though, I can kind of say I'm not sympathizing with Daly at all, but I kind of found the idea of implementing your own world, and your own self based on one of your favorite fictional things. So, for me, and this is not a plug-in, by the way, but I just got a bit of vibe from the episode. For me, I have my own, like, audio series. Don't worry, I don't manipulate anyone, so it's not like that. And, yeah, but I do my own audio series, called The Catterson Chronicles. It's based off Doctor Who. Like, there's heavy elements based off Doctor Who, of course. Because it's just, like, one of the best things ever, and I don't know who I'd be without it, but, I like the idea of basing I wanted this idea of basing a fictional version of myself, someone completely, different from this and all that kind of stuff. Time lorded up a bit, I guess. But, I do my own series, and with the people I know through life, I base some of their personalities to certain characters. I've got a couple of best friends who I've based on in my series. Torture Boy, for example. I mean, he's actually involved in that, but it's not just personalities, it's, appearance or voices in this case as well, because it's my world. It's not something too serious or whatever. It's my own fictional world, and it's a world that I, cherish so much. But I don't go on a complete god complex like, Daly did. Like Daly, like I said, Daly uses this as a ways to, seek power and control over, his colleagues through all the abuse he's, been given, of course. And that was evident when he brought, Jimmy Simpson's character on board. I've forgotten his name all of a sudden. I don't know why. Walton. Yeah. When he brought his son on board, the Walton in the Callister was just sitting at the control panel, and then you saw Daly brought his son in, and what he did to him was absolutely sick. So I really don't have any sympathy for what the USS Callister did to him, because he's an absolute monster. But that's what I'm saying. Get the Sims out. Don't treat your avatars like shit, because they will bite you in the ass. I mean, he is a literal monster. I mean, he's manipulated people. He even turned some of the crew members into monsters because they wouldn't, click to his demands. They've stripped them from humanity in a sense. He's reduced the crew so much. I mean, they took their genitals away and all that, which there was some really, really good lines coming up there. Like, I miss the days where I could take a shit. So that was a really, really great part, but also really tragic as well, because it's like, whoa, this guy is, crazed. But still fun in a sense as well. But yeah, you still felt for them so much. Because this episode, you felt so much for the avatars like you did with the cookie. But it just made for a very, very absolutely fun episode as well. Seeing, rooting for the avatars, rooting to get into that wormhole. And now they've got that life that they want. That life where they're not dictated by this crazy monster. Of course, they had to come through Gamer 691, of course. I just loved that though. Like, he was like, I own this shit. So yeah. It was just really, really good though. Like, I absolutely loved this episode, of course. The acting was absolutely great. The way Daly was depicted as this, ruthless, powerhouse in the USS Callister was absolutely incredible. It was just really, really fun stuff. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. So, like I said, I guess my moral is treat your avatars, great. No, I mean, this show does, does teach you about how, technology, how if we pushed the boundaries a little further with technology, how it can, really, really, screw with human society, and how it, shows how hideous some people can be. And this did, with, him taking that abuse out on sentient things, and he acknowledges this, like I said. He took his aggression out and, showed how monstrous he could be to people who, I mean, some might say, if he was the same person he was in the real world, a bit unconfident and all that, on the USS Callister, then there could be that, oh, well, we'll treat you like shit here as well as in the real world. So that's, some people could say, well, he's stamping his authority in that. But he took it too far at the end of the day. He had this god complex. I mean, killing Tommy, for example, that was pushing it. And I guess stealing Cole's pussy as well, but as she said, she was like, that's a red fucking line. No, but he was an absolute craze. I'm wondering if he could have adjusted their behaviours or something like that, in a sense. Like, he could have had since this was a modded version of Infinity, he could have adjusted their behaviours. So he could so rather than feeling like a monster, he can feel that love that he wants, and then, we probably have a bit more sympathy for him, of course. I mean, with, virtual world games like The Sims, I'm gonna push myself there. I have created a virtual version of myself. Don't worry, I don't really like you. Sit down over there, take a shit, all that shit. I've created my own virtual world, and it's like a dream world. It's a nice world for me. It's like, oh, I've got a red shirt, I've got, this and that. It's a happy land. It's not a dictated land that is absolutely horrible. And, if he modified the behaviours of his co-workers, I'm not sure if he could do that, because they are sentient. But then again, I don't know, could you have you could still be sentient, but be modded in a sense? Because, like I said, I mean, he adjusted the skin appearances on some of the characters, like the secretary. She's not blue in the real world, is she? So I'm sure he could modify the behaviours so he could, still have that sentient, entity for all of the USS Callister, but there would be that love that, that's what we got at the beginning, like, oh, this guy's respected, and then, it dwindled, we suddenly realised how messed up he was, of course. So, if that was apparent, if he was treating them with a bit more respect, then I don't think we would have seen him as the monster, but he abused them, and he got what he deserved at the end of the day. I say that as a callous move, but I mean, the avatars are not going to be, punishable. They're not going to get punished. So, they sought this plan to stop this monster, and that's what happens. That's what I'm saying. Treat your avatars nicely. And they, like I said, they bit him on the ass because of his abuse. So, because at the end of the day, they are sentient, and they hated what he did. He was a literal monster. He killed children. He turned people into monsters. He, forced himself onto women. So he was a disgusting piece of shit, and the action had to be taken care of. And that's the thing, though. It's not like it's the same mind for Robert. I guess his intentions, because he's got power, his intentions coming into his modded version of the game are similar to, he's still like, oh, I've got that control power in the real world. He still thinks that in the real world. I've got that control power in my Infinity mod, so it's a bit of a bummer, but it was just really, really great stuff, and I just enjoyed that episode so much. Game enthusiast, like I said, I really loved the games. I thought playtest, I don't know. I thought playtest was a bit more of on the edge, but this was on a similar level in terms of my enjoyability, because I absolutely loved it, as well as, delving into the plans on how, the heroes will win, because they were the heroes at the end of the day. The real monster wasn't, that guy that, Valdron, was it? I think it was. Something along those lines. It wasn't him at the end of the day, I guess. He was modified. Well, I'm sure he was modified, like he wasn't that in the real world. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So, like I was saying, I'm going on to my behaviour, and then this could have been avoided. The real monster wasn't him at the end of the day, it was Robert, so, yeah. But yeah, that was a fantastic episode of Black Mirror, a great starting point to Season 4. Can't wait to see what the next episode has to offer. I'm already hooked with Season 4, so I can't wait to see what Episode 2 has to bring. But until then, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!